Title: The Shattered Trust. In the small, picturesque town of Riverton, nestled between rolling hills and lush forests, lived Emma and Daniel Sinclair. Their marriage, which had once been the envy of their friends and family, now seemed to be unraveling at the seams. Emma, a talented artist, had always been devoted to her husband, Daniel, a respected local doctor. Their life together had been marked by shared dreams, laughter, and an unwavering commitment to each other. But the idyllic image they had crafted together was beginning to crack under the weight of a painful secret. Emma had met Thomas Reed, a charming and enigmatic writer, during an art exhibition she held at her studio. Thomas had been drawn to her work, and they quickly struck up a conversation. What started as a professional connection soon turned into something more. Emma, feeling isolated despite her seemingly perfect life, found herself drawn to Thomas in ways she hadn't anticipated. His attention, his understanding, and his passion ignited a spark in her that she hadn't felt in years. The emotional affair soon escalated into a physical one. Daniel was unaware of the affair for months, though he had sensed a growing distance between them. Emma's late nights and sudden absences were easily explained away by her art career, but Daniel couldn't shake the feeling that something was amiss. The truth came crashing down one evening when Daniel, after a particularly long day at the hospital, came home unexpectedly early. As he entered the house, he heard the unmistakable sound of laughter coming from their bedroom. His heart sank as he approached the door and saw the sight that would forever alter their lives, Emma and Thomas, entwined in a moment of intimacy. The pain Daniel felt was all-consuming. He stood there, frozen, his mind racing. He confronted Emma and Thomas, his voice trembling with a mixture of hurt and disbelief. Emma, caught in the act, could only stare in shock. Thomas, realizing the gravity of the situation, tried to apologize, but his words felt hollow. In the days that followed, Daniel was a man lost. He moved through his daily routines in a daze, his thoughts consumed by betrayal. Emma, meanwhile, was racked with guilt and sorrow. She knew she had shattered the trust that had been the foundation of their relationship. She tried to explain, to offer reasons and excuses, but Daniel could not hear them. The betrayal felt too deep, too raw. Their once warm and loving home now felt cold and distant. Conversations were terse, and the silence between them was deafening. Daniel struggled with the decision of whether to forgive Emma or to walk away. He was torn between the life they had built together and the pain that now seemed to define their existence. Emma, desperate to make amends, suggested they seek couples counseling. Daniel, though initially resistant, agreed, hoping that talking to a professional might provide some clarity. The sessions were difficult and emotionally charged. Emma poured out her regrets and Daniel expressed his deep hurt. They both worked hard to address the underlying issues that had contributed to the affair, including the emotional disconnect and lack of communication that had plagued their marriage. Through the counseling sessions, they began to understand each other's perspectives more deeply. Emma realized that her emotional needs had been neglected, while Daniel saw how his long hours and emotional distance had contributed to the rift. It was a long and painful process, but gradually, they began to rebuild their trust, brick by painful brick. The road to recovery was far from smooth. Trust, once broken, was not easily repaired. There were setbacks and moments of doubt, but Daniel and Emma were committed to their journey. They learned to communicate more openly and to support each other in ways they had not before. They found solace in their shared memories and the love that still existed between them even amidst the wreckage. In time, Daniel and Emma began to heal. Their marriage, though scarred, was not beyond repair. They had faced the darkness together and had come out on the other side with a renewed understanding of each other and themselves. It wasn't a return to their old life, but rather the beginning of a new chapter. They were no longer the same couple who had once been blinded by their own expectations. They were now partners who had faced their worst fears and emerged stronger. In the end, the affair had left a permanent mark on their relationship, but it also forged a new path for them. They learned that love, while fragile and sometimes fleeting,